So we've moved up into the mangrove system of the Minnamurra estuary. This ecosystem is dominated by both the grey and the river mangroves, which are behind me. The river being these small, bright coloured ones, and the greys being the taller trees behind me. Now these plants play a huge role for this ecosystem. Firstly, in regards to the lithosphere, their root systems are quite broad, and that helps stabilise the sediments and hold them in place. The roots and the branches of these plants also really impact the hydrosphere. When floodwaters are moving quickly through this environment, they're slowed down, and so sedimentation takes place. Sediments that are carried by that water are allowed to settle out, and that builds up the riverbank along this area. The biosphere is really supported by these two mangrove species. They're home to a range of smaller animals such as crabs and shellfish, and during a high tide this forms a fantastic habitat for juvenile fish species as well. Down in the low tide zone there's large seagrass beds which are home to smaller marine invertebrates, and that forms a key base for the ecosystem and the food chains that depend upon it. Above the mangroves in the high tide zone there's a range of high tide salt marsh species, mostly plants, but again a huge diversity of salt tolerant plants that are able to thrive in this environment. So the mangrove ecosystem behind me is a really clear example of how the river once looked before housing and other development took hold in this ecosystem. These plants form such an important function for the health of the river as they minimise erosion, and they do it sustainably. As one plant dies due to natural causes such as flood events, there are plenty of saplings left to replace it. If left undamaged by humans, this area can look after itself and minimise erosion into the future, and best of all, comes at a very low cost for land managers.